when they said vegans and vegetarians were creative with their food. They were right. I was making Thanksgiving dinner for myself, as you can see here. And I have came up across an epiphany. Whether it's cornstarch or normal flour, really any starchy thing that you can get your hands on. If you just mix that with only water, you can get something that resembles a custard, unflavored gravy, pudding, or, as I've soon discovered, cheese. You see where I'm going with this? Let me break down the science for you. As you know, cornstarch, potato starch, and any other starch can gelatinize and formulate basically creamy substances as soon as you mix it with water. When you heat it up, it's way more prominent than you could ever imagine. So I tested this out, and guess what? The first thing I created was some pudding. Or was it the savory? Yeah, the first thing I did create was pudding because I tested the savory out next. So I was saying to myself, I wonder what would happen because I tested this out with the egg yolks when I was making a custard slash pudding. And then I was like, I wonder what will happen if I just added more water than flour. And guess what? It gave me this creamy consistency. And I use that same principle here, except I replaced the water with the milk. And then it dawned on me. You know how you can heat treat flour for 30 seconds to a minute in the microwave so that you can create edible cookie dough? Guess what? I failed at making edible cookie dough, but guess what I made? I made edible chocolate cake dough. The reason why that's important is because it's stretchy. If you know cake and bread doughs especially, depending on how wet the dough is, those wet doughs are very sticky, very gooey, and most importantly, very stretchy. So I had this epiphany. If I just heat treated me some dough, mix that up with some milk, plant-based milk, as a matter of fact, season it up to give it that little cheesy taste, you know, add a little Brazilian nut. Hey, put y'all on there. With that wet dough, you put it on a little pizza. But instead of baking it on 350 like everyone else does, you broil it 400 to 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 to 10 minutes. You wanna know what that does? If you get it right, that would mean that the top would be crispy and chewy, but the bottom would just sit just right enough so that it can be gooey. Vegans, I don't care what they say about us. We caught a dub today. I just helped y'all figure out how you can create your own pizza sliced cheese, your own homemade cheese, your own macaroni and cheese, whatever you want. You don't need old cow milk no more. You can make it with any plant-based milk. The only caveat and catch is that you need a starch. Whether that's a grain, potato starch, cornstarch, glutinous rice flour, non-glutinous rice flour, it doesn't matter as long as it's starchy. That's the key there. The key is that it has to be starchy. More starch doesn't equal more cheese, but I like to see what experiments y'all come up with. And as always, stay peaceful, stay blessed up, stay miracled up, and know that you are well appreciated and cared for and well loved by the divine, the one above all, our highest self, God, as well as everyone that truly and genuinely and deeply cares about you deep within their souls. Truly and genuinely. Happy Thanksgiving, and always know that here, if you ain't loved anywhere else, you're loved here. We love you here. Ashe, peace out, adios.